Anyway, here we go.
All right.
There is a sixth dimension beyond that which is known to man. A multiverse as vast as eternity, as timeless as the infinity gems. It is the middle ground between the big two and the indie publishers, between sci-fi and mysticism, and it lies between the pages of the reader's imagination. At the summit of entertainment, the dimension of comics, where a humble service is held. We call this service the Gospel of Comics.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Gospel of Comics. I am your host, The Church of Failure, and with me, as always, is my trusty co-host, Ayrton McCartney.
Who was unmuted.
Unmuted and uniquely doxed.
I liked it.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I figured we should signify to everyone that, we do run a gay ops doxing Discord.
But we only dox ourselves.
Yeah, we do it wrong. We do it bad. That's never gonna come back and bite anybody. So anybody that missed it, if you look in the Gospel of Comics show channel in the Discord, um, there is a show suggestions area now. So anytime you find something that you might want to share or us to bring up and discuss on the show, then you can post it there, and we'll keep an eye on that during the show. So if any breaking news happens, then we'll know right away, and then we can bring it up. We can talk about it, and yeah, just makes things easier all around. I can put things in there throughout the day that I'm thinking about talking about.
That'll be great.
Ayrton can already have the links to these things.
It's almost like we're getting good at this.
I'm just stealing a lot of ideas from the Ralph Retort. No bullshit.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, I mean, not to Weeb's Discord his goals. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if I've seen things.
Yeah.
I don't need any more Dakimakura in my life, if that's how you say it as a Southerner, which I believe it is.
Are you talking about the
pillows?
Dildo?
No, the pillow.
Oh, the pillows. I think I missed the pillows.
No, I haven't seen it. I don't want to. That's the point. Like, I've seen things. I've seen enough things. I'm in enough Discords. There are terrifying things there. So, how was your day, man? What'd you get into?
Oh, mostly just work, and then I got my bone bridge pins for my acoustic guitar.
Oh, okay.
So
you did some guitar nerd shit.
Yes.
Okay.
I also had ordered some Eric Clapton signature strings for it because I wanted to try them out because I use David Gilmour strings on my electric and I really like them.
Okay.
So even though I just changed my guitar strings like 6 days ago, I had to change them and put the new pins in, see how it sounds.
All right. Well, I feel you. Sometimes you just gotta change shit around. Yeah. I mean, you gotta go for what works.
Exactly.
I do the same thing with like Magic the Gathering and things like that. I'll test something out for a little while, and then the worst is when you go. And again, I'm just gonna nerd out for a minute, but the worst is when you go to the card shop and you buy a card thinking, okay, I'm gonna put this in my deck and I'm gonna play it, and before the end of that day, you've already cut that card for another card. But the shop doesn't give you a refund, even though you haven't actually left the building. They don't just run a tab for you and let you buy what you actually need. No. They got to give you 40% back on that shit. that shit's a used car now, motherfucker. Let's see.
I can only imagine.
Oh man. So it's been kind of a wild day ever since I've been meaning to introduce a way that we could keep a running tally of interesting things to talk about in between shows, because there's an old George Carlin bit, right? Or is it George Carlin? No, it's my other favorite angry comedian, Louis Black. There's an old Louis Black bit where he's just like, as a comedian, our job is to wake up and pick up the newspaper and find something that's happened and make it funny. But by the time we've accomplished that, 30 other fucking things have already happened. And I feel that way all the time. Like, quite literally, I'm like, hey, that'd be interesting to talk about for the show. And by the end of the day, I'm like, what the fuck is even my name anymore? Tell me you can relate at least, right? I mean, I know you're technologically defunct, and you view Twitter via stone tablets that you transcribe. But
no, it's golden tablets, and I have a seeing stone, like John Smith.
Oh, okay.
With Mormonism, right?
Right.
and
Magic
I have
underwear.
a top hat. Yeah, I put on the magic underwear. I put the tablets in a top hat, and then sit there with the seeing stone, and it scrolls through Twitter for me.
Okay. All right. That's good. So anyway,
It's pretty wild. Doing likes Joseph Smith. Sorry,
I
whatever. Generic white guy named number 17.
not the one that married Pocahontas, but the one with the magic underwear. Look, I just got to get my cultural appropriationist right. Okay.
Fair enough.
Yeah, we gotta make sure that we apply the right travesties to the right people. Okay. I mean, John Smith
That's
probably
fair.
brought smallpox over here, killed the majority of my ancestors. It's basically enslaved and indentured the rest of them. But it's fine. He was just doing him. He doesn't need the kind of negativity that people bring about that kind of stuff these days.
Well, I mean, to be fair, the smallpox was accidental.
Sure, it was.
They didn't have germ theory back then.
Ayrton
That
Sheep.
didn't come around. That didn't come around until the 1800s.
No, but motherfuckers realized that if you got sick and you were sick around somebody else, they probably were going to get sick.
Well, I'm saying like the smallpox blankets. Like they didn't know.
Oh yeah, they
All,
were. I don't know. I don't think. I mean, come on. You're telling me that a civilization of people who could figure out how to cross the known world in a boat couldn't put together that if you took a sick motherfucker's blanket and gave it to a healthy motherfucker, they were probably going to get sick. That's not germ theory. That's fucking common sense.
I mean, I'm just saying. It's not like it wasn't some like massive, like.
And wasn't this after
German
the bubonic
style
plague?
Yeah, they still thought that was because of ghosts in your blood.
It was very tiny, very tiny ghosts that we happened to start calling viruses instead. They had the right idea, for fuck's sake.
That's a fair point.
Arose by any other name, fuckhead. Anyway,
you have ghosts in your blood. You should do some cocaine about it.
at one point in time, Winston Churchill had a heart attack, and instead of going to the hospital and being bedridden for 6 months, he smoked a cigar and had a whiskey and soda, and then went to dinner.
I mean, is that not what you're supposed to do when you're sick?
That's what I do when I have heart attacks. At least that's what I'm gonna do. Goddammit, that motherfucker literally was like 90.
Exactly. And he was also a sarcastic asshole. So
you're saying I already am him?
Yeah, just with more of a beard.
Well, it's in fashion right now. Anyway, should we cover? You want to cover the book first, or do you want to cover the other topics I've got lined up? Because it was a fairly short book. We could split it up. I don't know how you want to do
it. Yeah. Let's save it to the end. Let's do the other topics.
The other topics. Okay. Well, I'm completely fresh on these. Like I saw them, I put them in the Discord, and I was like, I'm gonna look at those on the show because I want my reaction to be as honest as possible.
Fair enough.
So, I mean, I briefly read through it, but I didn't contemplate on it. I didn't let it get me upset. In fact, I was just too fucking tired to let it get me upset. I had like 3 hours of sleep last night. I'm still running on that amount of sleep, but I'm on my third or fourth win by now, so we're good.
Fair enough.
But no, a few of these are from the Discord. I believe Karasoff, aka Larry Bernard, has dropped these in the Discord for us. And the first one that I have here is Tom King. You know who Tom King is, right, Ayrton? The guy that effectively ruined modern Batman.
Oh, yes.
Okay. So he sounds off on Twitter and says O'Neill and Adams, Englehart and Rogers, and Frank Miller should be credited as creators of Batman. At this point, their contributions to who Batman is equal and maybe surpass Kane/Finger. And this is his response to his most controversial Batman opinion. Now, if this is
What?
just bait, then congratulations, sir. I have noticed you. You have joined the ranks of Comic Book Hut and fucking Rob Liefeld, that forgettable asshole. Except by me, I'll never forget Rob. I want my goddamn feet pictures. That just sounded weird.
Phrasing.
I'm cool with it. I'm just gonna roll with it. It seems good.
Might as well.
I wonder, do we have our daily dislike yet? I don't know if you've
Oh,
noticed
that's
or
right.
not, but we've got a new fan who loves to help the engagement on our videos. Nope, not yet. Where the fuck you at, Comic Hut? You not watching the
Come
goddamn
on.
show? What's wrong with you?
Well, we have to say his name at least, one more time.
Now, man, usually
3 times.
usually he's there right at the beginning. Just bam, dislike. No comment. Nothing in the chat. I've not blocked anybody. He's more than welcome to sound off. He can call me an asshole, an idiot. He can disagree with everything I say. He can even call me a Nazi if he wants to. If that's what makes him feel better, I'll definitely
Ooh.
sleep better at night if he does.
The N word.
That's correct. But anyway, what do you think about Tom King's suggestion here before I unpack it?
I think he ate some bad Chinese food, and then was trying to tweet, but accidentally, what happened is, as he was shitting,
He
his
accidentally
shit transcended the space-time continuum, and his shit turned into his tweet.
I don't know how many old heads in the chat are going to remember this tweet, or this meme, but he accidentally all over the place. So let's just take a look here. O'Neill and Adams, right?
Okay.
They are a writer artist combo, obviously. That we're talking about Neil Adams and God, I forget who O'Neill was. Let me see here. Quickly to the Google.
To the Google machine.
That's correct. Can you imagine fucking what shit had to be like hundreds of years ago? Like you had to go find this ancient ass book and look things up.
You just had the complete collection of the Encyclopedia Britannica. You just have to.
Yes, but I mean, let's just be honest. How much information really was that in comparison to what we absorb on a daily fucking basis these days?
That's fair.
So it was Denny O'Neill and Neil Adams. Quite literally two of the greatest creators in comic book history. Denny O'Neill was born like 1939. He did work on Batman, Green Lantern, Green Arrow, The Question, Iron Man, Spider-Man, and Daredevil. Won 2 Shazam awards. He was in the Navy and was participating during the Cuban Missile Crisis. It just I mean, and that's just Denny O'Neill. I mean, take a look at Neil Adams. I mean, a lot of people already know that name just to begin with, but he was born in 1941. He worked on Batman, Detective Comics, Green Lantern, Strange Adventures, Superman and Muhammad Ali, and X-Men. So,
Damn, son.
yeah. Let's see here. Accidentally, my pet Hebrew. All right. Hi, I'm Breck. How's it going, buddy? But
And of course, Novel Bro jumps in right after that comment.
Scottish Randbot on point. I had to explain to Randbot earlier that he's become an archetype and not just a person. Like, we have our own Randbot, who's just happens to be Scotland.
That is very interesting, though, when you think about it. Like, specific types of internet personalities are now becoming cultural archetypes.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how I feel about that.
Yeah. Well, welcome to the world, buddy. But Englehart and Rogers were another, dynamic duo, so to speak, on Batman. They did a great Batman and Joker story. We're talking about Marshall Rogers and Steve Englehart. Both born in the later 40s, I believe, but with notable works like The Avengers, Captain America, Doctor Strange, Green Lantern, Justice League of America, and Detective Comics. I mean, we could do this all day. And I think Frank Miller speaks for himself because you got stuff like The Dark Knight Returns, you've got Sin City, just to name a few, All-Star Batman and Robin. Frank Miller is a genius or a psychopath, depending on what you're reading and how you're looking at it. And
There's an unavailable tweet in this thread. Was it deleted or is it from one of our good friends?
It's from Mundane Matt. Wait, what tweet's unavailable in what thread?
Oh, in the thread of
Mecca?
Tom King's tweet.
Oh no, I don't.
I was scrolling through, looking at some of the comments.
Oh well, some of them might have been deleted.
Yeah,
some of those might have been deleted. No, we have one that we're going to be looking at Mundane Matt later. But Miller's run on Daredevil is one of the best. I absolutely agree. That is a character he basically took and redefined. However, redefining a character does not a creator make you. I mean, I can sit here and I can get out my WordPad or I can get out my typewriter and I can write a story about Batman the Furry, who's just Batman because he wants to gif in the bat suit. I mean, his villains already support that kind of story. Catwoman, Killer Croc is nothing but a fucking Penguin. Scaly. The Penguin's just a weirdo. I mean, you've got some villains out there that you really could just consider furries.
He's got a gun umbrella, though.
Yes, he does. And a helicopter umbrella. Are you talking about Bane from Batman Novel Bro? Because that's spelled B-A-N-E, not B-A-I-N. The more you know. But, to say these creators
archetype could save the world, but it might get a bit wild after that.
Absolutely. But you know what? We will save the dingoes.
True.
The thing is, I don't believe that in any situation should anyone who took something that someone else created and dressed it up in a different skin and told a different kind of story with it ever deserves creator rights. They are definitely the creators of the work that they use those characters for, but at no point should they say, I created Batman. No, I wrote this Batman story, which to someone who's an honest fan of the medium is already a prestigious title of, oh, they put you on Batman? Here's what I think's happening. I think Tom King is trying to set up the argument that he deserves to be credited as one of Batman's creators for his work on this fucking tragedy of a Batman run that he's done over the last 85 issues.
What a fucking twat.
Yeah, Batman literally gets left at the altar by Catwoman after he decided to get married to her. And then they extend that out for 35 fucking issues. 85 issues of garbage. I tried.
What, 35 issues of him just standing at the altar?
No, but they drag that storyline, like that plot thread out, like over the next 85 issues. Or the next 35 issues, rather.
Because it was such a good story idea. Yeah.
Oh yeah, it sold bukus to the stores. You have no idea. Like, we could literally spend an entire show and then some going over the outrage that happened after Batman 50.
I can only imagine.
Like, we could just go on an entire adventure. But luckily, his Batman run is almost over, and I honestly think this is almost self-filleting.
Hallelujah.
You know, well, he's going to get like a 15-issue run on Batman Catwoman, at least, just to complete his contract of 100 issues of Batman. But even shops have stopped buying his Batman book, which, you know, is why they pulled him off the title at this point.
Yeah.
I don't know. It just, when he dropped this on me, I was just like, who the fuck does this idiot think he is? Oh, sure, he's been writing Batman for 85 issues. And he's been writing a book that I have no desire to even read.
I have no desire even to put in like a magazine rack in a bathroom just in case I forget my phone while taking a shit.
Basically.
I'd rather read the shampoo bottle.
So
it's a better plot to that one.
Yeah, it does. It's a cliffhanger. Dandruff or no dandruff? Find out.
Right.
Find out next time.
Is this vegan? Yes, no.
Is it?
You know,
will it blend?
I had an idea for like a makeup, like cosmetics, whatever sort of company that would be anti-vegan, and all of our products would be tested on animals.
What if it was tested on plants? Would that make it weird?
I feel like somebody would get offended by that. A Venus flytrap with lipstick?
Well, you know, I thought that might be the only, you know, high-profile name in comics that I saw spurting out today. And I was wrong. So,
oh boy.
So I look and I see that Mark Ruffalo has said that capitalism is killing us.
Oh no.
Millionaire actor calls for economic revolution. You know how it's never the guy trying to make $20 is calling for the economic revolution? It's always the asshole that's got millions and billions of dollars.
Well, you know what's interesting about that? I was just reading an article earlier today about how basically capitalism is actually the best way to get a cleaner environment.
Yeah. Yeah, it is.
Because
it just doesn't support the liberal communist agenda.
there's actually there's a specific like graph for how it works. It's kind of in the shape of a U. So as you develop, the environment actually will get worse. Like the air will get dirtier and stuff. But then it reaches a point where society overall is so prosperous that everyone's like, yeah, this sucks. Let's make it better. And then the free market then makes everything cleaner. So in like the most developed countries,
I just
we're actually less polluting, and like our specific like section of environment is actually cleaner than it has ever been
yeah.
in the past like 100 years
Um,
because of technological advancements and capitalism. Yes, things get dirtier because you have to develop stuff, right? You know, you have to burn a lot of fuel and stuff to build things and whatnot, but you reach a certain apex and then it turns around and things get cleaner. It's actually really interesting. But anyways, back to this twat.
oh, there's a hot take in the chat. Mark
Uh-oh.
Ruffalo has a little peepee. He was paid to show his dick and balls in an old drama movie he was in. Call it Hard Times before Tom Cruise brought him back to relevance. Scientology saved Ruffalo's career. Let that say. Holy shit. That I had no idea about, but it makes so much sense.
Uh,
Do you want to look?
am I going to regret asking him for proof in the Discord?
Yes, you are, but you should do it anyway. And you should screen it and see if we can bring it up on air.
All right, novel bro. It's you do the googling this time. Put it in kitties, and we'll screen it. Put a screenshot of this drama or whatever.
Well, it's not drama. These apparently are facts. So let's while that may or may not happen. I mean, I'm never going to actually task anyone to actually do anything with their own volition.
You know he's so on this already. I can hear Google humming.
Oh man. So while he's looking at that, if he is, um, let's take a look at this article from the Washington Times. No, I don't need your. No, I don't want to take your survey. No, I don't want your cover girl.
Please take the survey.
I'm not taking the survey. Ruffalo says capitalism is killing us. Millionaire actor calls for economic revolution. It's just that headline, man. It gets me every time.
Like, did they not realize how that comes across? Or because it's the Washington Times, so not exactly.
I mean, it's not the Washington Post.
You know.
It's not the Wall Street Journal. Mark Ruffalo says America needs an economic revolution because capitalism is killing us. Millionaire actor, again, they just keep hitting him with it. Millionaire actor famous for playing the Hulk in the Marvel Studios cinematic universe is soured on the free market. Oh. It's time for an economic revolution.
Is that the only thing he's known for?
Yes. He wrote Sunday for 6.3 million Twitter followers. Capitalism today is failing us, killing us, and robbing from our children's future. Longtime liberal activist tweet linked
that
to an
he
article.
Tweets from his fucking iPhone that he bought with the money he made off of being an actor, not even that great of an actor, but a passable actor that people freely paid to see the movies that he's in.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways.
Activist tweet linked to an article by Time magazine editor at large, a non Gary Hardaras, some
For
Durka
some
shit.
reason, I feel like
The piece titled "How America."
How dare you!
The piece titled "How America's Elite Lost Their Grip" exonerates or excoriates the winners of our new Gilded Age and all this elite. What the fuck am I even reading anymore? Do these words actually go together? If a single cultural idea has upheld the disproportionate power of the class, it has been the idea of win-win, said Mr. Durka. They could get rich and then give back to you. Win-win. They could run a fund that made them sizable returns and offered you social returns too. Win-win. They could sell sugary drinks to children in schools and work on public-private partnerships to improve children's health. Win-win. They could build cutthroat technology monopolies and get credit for serving to connect humanity and foster community. Win-win. As this seductive idea fizzles out, it raises the possibility that in the age of capital, in which money was the ultimate organizing principle in American life, could actually end. Something could actually replace
win-win
it.
for who?
The people with money. The choice facing Americans is whether we want to be a society organized around money's thirst, a playground for whims of billionaires. This is coming from billionaires! What are you doing?
Wait a minute, Mark. No.
Or whether we wish to be a democracy. Ruffalo's tweet was shared nearly
We're
5,000
not a
times
democracy, goddammit.
while receiving over 30,000
Sorry.
likes. Let's just take a look at those numbers real quick though. 6.3 million followers on Twitter. Didn't even get a tenth of them. Didn't even get like a 0.5% of them, really, did he?
Imagine my shock.
1% of 6 million would be what, 60,000?
Yeah.
So, what am I missing here? Half of 1% of his audience actually responded, and we're supposed to be like all standing and applauding. You know what that tells me? That tells me that either 4 million of his people don't give a shit about his stupid fucking opinion, and the other 2 million are goddamn capitalists.
Or they're all bots.
Oh God. There's a link. There's a link in the chat. Can you vet that real quick? Not that I don't trust Scottish Randbot. I don't trust Scottish Randbot.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll vet it. Come on. Open the link, god damn it. The fuck? There we go. Okay. Yeah, I'll vet it.
It's time for an economic revolution. Oh, that's just his tweet.
Wait, what?
Don't spoil it. Just tell me if I can pull it or not.
Okay. Hold on, it's a video link. I'll play it real quick.
Okay. All right.
Keep going.
Critics noted the immense wealth he accumulated via the free market prior to calling for an economic revolution. Ah! Oh my God. Oh man. You know, I actually defended this idiot when Lou Ferrigno was just like, I don't like him. And I'm just like, well, Smart Hulk was actually a thing. You know, because Lou Ferrigno didn't like Smart Hulk. I think Lou Ferrigno just, has a sixth sense for dumbasses.
I mean, he probably does.
Jesus Christ, Mark Ruffalo, what are you doing? That's ridiculous. I am embarrassed that you would even have the fucking... He has no self-awareness. You cannot have any self-awareness and say something like that at the status that he is. Does he not understand his rich privilege? Oh, man. I could call for an economic revolution. Fucking Mark Ruffalo, get the fuck out of here.
So it's a video.
Uh-huh.
I think I remember seeing this actually.
Oh.
It's a bunch of celebrities saying like it's important to vote. Make sure you get out there because Orange Man bad. And they make a joke that if you don't, that Mark Ruffalo will appear naked in his next film.
Oh, good. Should we watch it?
Yeah,
On Tuesday,
I feel like
Oh.
most people will probably vaguely remember it once it starts. Like they made this video and nobody cared. Right? Because
Yeah.
nobody really cares.
Well, none of these
Like
assholes
the
went and
majority
voted.
of the voting population,
None of these assholes voted.
right?
They know it doesn't matter.
But
If
the
they did, they
majority of
probably voted for
Americans,
Trump for the goddamn tax cuts.
exactly. But no, like middle America, where a president wins the election,
Yeah.
no one there cares what East and West Coast elites think about anything. So they don't give a fuck.
Well, let me
All this
let,
did was just a circle jerk for all their Hollywood buddies.
let me
Anyways,
let me say one thing that I'll probably regret when it comes back to bite me in the ass later. But if you really want to make a statement about anything, you do what Robert Downey Jr. did. You take some of those millions of fucking dollars you make and you invest it in becoming a real life Tony Stark, looking to make the environment a better, a better thing, which is exactly what you were talking about. Hey, I made all this money
right?
having a lot of fucking fun. I'm gonna spend some of it so that maybe my kids can have a lot of fucking fun.
Yeah,
I'm gonna spend
it's
some
like
of
even
it
though
so they
it's
might have a world to come up in. Even though it may not have a direct effect, maybe their kids will see it or somebody's kids will. Whatever. But he's putting his money where his mouth is. Now, tomorrow he's gonna come out as a fucking pedophile, and this video will get clipped all to hell. But for today, and that's a joke. I have no indication, nor do I suspect that Robert Downey Jr. is a pedophile. I think he actually is Tony Stark, but that's a completely different theory.
I thought Elon Musk was actually Tony Stark.
No, no. Elon Musk is technically Bruce Wayne, who just did too much DMT instead of.
Okay.
Okay, yeah. So here we go. We're gonna start this video in 3, 2, 1. It's 3 minutes long. We may or may not watch the whole thing. It just depends.
on
It
Tuesday,
gets kind of boring about a minute and 12 seconds.
Okay. We'll look at it to a minute and 12 seconds.
November 8th, this country will make one of the most important
decisions in its history. You have a chance.
You have an obligation.
to be a part of that decision.
You might think it's not important. You might think you're not important.
But that's not true.
And the only way we can prove that to you is by having lots of famous people.
Lots of famous people.
Lots and lots of famous
It's not true.
people.
Just a shit ton of famous people.
Repeating how important.
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 How important it is. Register.
Register.
Vote.
There's so many famous people.
Some of us aren't as famous, but still pretty famous.
Like, you've seen us somewhere.
Sometimes a not famous person will be mixed in with the famous ones
They drive the message home.
because of their unpolished sincerity.
Their unpolished sincerity.
But you only get this many famous together if the issues
one that truly matters to all of us.
A disease or
ecological crisis or
A racist, abusive coward who could permanently damage the fabric of our society.
important.
The most important.
Was he talking about Hillary there?
Drive the message home.
Hey,
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was a Hillary show. It was directed
No.
by Joss Whedon after all.
No. When Don Cheadle came up, let's roll it back just real quick. I think he was talking about Hillary. I'm gonna roll it back a second.
or
A racist, abusive coward who could permanently damage the fabric of our society.
A racist, abusive coward who could permanently damage the fabric of our society. I think he's talking about Hillary Clinton.
It's either Hillary or
Or Bernie.
Elizabeth Warren. Or
Now-
Elizabeth Warren.
Oh, is this for this year?
No, it was the last election.
Okay, yeah, he's got to be talking about Hillary or Bernie then. I'm pretty sure it's Hillary. I'm joking. I know he's talking about Trump, but fuck you, Don.
Cheadle's on the Trump chain.
Don't make me wish for Terrence Howard back, you bastard.
Hold on, I need to do this one to myself.
Why is there a link? Why is there a link to a list of every male actor who got their junk out in Hollywood movies in the chat right now? I'm gonna have to.
What is wrong with you people?
I'm gonna have to disavow.
You know, there used to be, so there was this morning show on one of the local radio stations, and they used to have this guy on who had a website that I can't remember the name of, but his website was just cataloging like nude scenes in movies and whether it was actually the actress doing it or if it was a body double.
You talking about like Mr. Skin or whatever?
Yes, yeah, Mr. Skin.
Yeah, I remember that.
And they would. Well, he would go on the radio show all the time, and they just ask him about like whatever celebrity was in the news at the time. They'd be like, "What about this person?" And he just the dude would just rattle it all off the top of his head. Like, I feel like you're a creep, and you're probably going to get arrested for stalking sometime soon. But
you're doing a good service, and we salute you.
Yes.
Also, we salute Captain Weeb in the chat for giving us a shout out on his show earlier. I definitely appreciate it.
Well, thank you.
You know,
we'll give the captain a shout out.
Every little bit helps. I did earlier, actually. When he went live, I posted it in our announcements, and
I did see that.
If I can find it when he tweets, I will add that as well. I will redistribute that, and definitely subscribe to Captain Weeb's channel. The guy's playing some interesting games over there. He's playing some Final Fantasy type shit earlier, and that shit looked really fun.
Shit.
Yeah, it was like a turn-based game, but it had like fucking I don't know. I almost want to call it like not like gothic, like you wore trip pants in high school or Genkos or whatever, but like medieval gothic.
Okay.
You know, it had that kind of. It had a really interesting style to it. But I was enjoying that.
I can dig it.
I watched that while I was wrapping up at work earlier today. Oh, what's going on, Centurion? How's it going, buddy? Hail. I don't have the row hail down yet. I'll get it. Hail, brother. Hail. Hail. It's like it's every other word. I love that guy. Like a nervous tick for him. Let's see what else we got in the old links to discuss before we review the book. Oh yes. So you remember Matt Jarbo? Remember that guy? Yeah, exactly. 100%. The guy that delivered your Uber Eats the other day.
Oh,
the fat one that ate one of the burgers.
Yeah, like half my fries were missing.
So, Mecca is a very prominent comics YouTuber. Star Wars, comic books, Comicsgate, all of that nonsense. And, I follow her on Twitter. She's a cool chick. You should follow her as well if you'd like. But she put out a video. And Mundane Matt had a hot take on it. He said, "I am dumber for having heard this. So much wrong. It's like watching a person who doesn't know anything about cars attempt to explain how to change a radiator." That's his response to someone retweeting her video.
Wow.
He got 3 whole likes. He got 3 whole likes on that. Yeah, he got 20 comments on it. I wonder what the comments are saying.
Oh, That's fantastic.
Not for nothing, but JJ hasn't been exactly truthful in the past. Really, Matt? Really? Go false flag some more people, you asshat. You went full retard. Never go full retard. Hey, Robert Downey Jr. I like that guy. Pardon me for having actually knowledge of how the industry works. LOL.
Actually knowledge?
I
How
don't
do
know.
I get some actually knowledge?
You gotta ask Matt, man, if he hasn't blocked you yet.
He hasn't actually. So.
You want to see how long that lasts? It seems
Probably
like
not long after I.
Seems like every time I say that, I just get you blocked right alongside me. So funny. That's what I used to say back when I watched your videos. Honestly, the quote from JJ in the article from the videos seemed to be playing on a technicality. There was no test screening because we just finished it 5 minutes ago. Yeah,
Church. I'm gonna steal your meme and just reply with the now. Wait a minute.
Oh, there you go. That's fantastic. Let's see if I can. Can I refresh it live on stream? Can I do that?
I will have to find it in my saved photos first.
Okay.
And oh my god!
No, I put it in the
dog
Discord
is spazzing the fuck out.
Well, she hates Matt too. It's not possible for you to be dumber.
I'll even tag you in my response.
There you go. Well, you got the first 3 words right.
I should have tagged Ralph first. Anyways.
Why don't you? Did you send it already?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh man! All right, let's see here. Click. Ah, there we go. Oh man, I'm gonna have to go like that.
No, using picking rocks for an alibi is dumb.
Oh my Jesus!
Oh, I'm giving a like to that one.
Oh yeah, yeah, these are great.
Oh, that's great.
Definitely nobody go to this tweet and comment on it. We don't want to harass Matt.
Oh, not at all.
He's he doesn't deserve that. Not fair to him for people to just constantly make fun of him. Because radiators are common roadside repair. All right. Matt, you may want to shut up. We haven't forgotten about you. Not an argument. Fucking bitch. I only wish you were dumb, then we wouldn't have to listen to you. What? Or watch someone who doesn't know anything about cars use a horrible metaphor since normally one could fix a radiator and not change one.
that guy means dumb, like can't talk.
Yeah.
Like deaf, dumb, and blind.
Yeah, I know. And then he's just okay. I don't think you thought that one through, buddy. No, Matt. No, Matt, you didn't think that one through, buddy. Your tweet has 1 like, Matt. I have had more popular tweets about different mud textures. She's obviously doing something right because her rebuttal got a lot more eyes on it than your hack-eyed attempt at humor. As the person that false flags YouTubers and lot, why is he still on the internet? Like, this guy can't even say anything. He can't come out of his fucking shell without just getting absolutely roasted by just fucking normies on Twitter. It's fantastic.
Speaking of coming out of his shell, he does look like Zoidberg when he like breaks out of his shell.
Oh, I'm sorry. I know some of you people may not know or care about Mundane Matt, but it's
This is some
literally
like
a rite
old
of
internet
passage.
stuff for us.
Yeah, it's literally a rite of passage for anyone that is a YouTube person to make fun of Mundane Matt.
Do you think we can get him on our show?
Oh God, I would love that so much. I would be on my absolute best behavior. Mrs. Church in the chat. I used to listen to a radio show when I lived in Florida. Now you can't remember whose show it was, and it's going to drive me crazy. You're welcome for that, sweetheart. I love you.
Well, the one up here was called Mike and Drew in the morning, I think.
Well,
but
you know, isn't it weird how some radio stations, like some radio shows, are like nationwide, and then other ones are like regional?
Yeah, we have quite a few like pretty, I guess, big quote unquote regional ones up here. That I don't know how far they reach, but because you have like coast to coast.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Which is really fun when you're drunk and like can't sleep yet.
Yeah, but
and like you're making hot pockets at like 3 a.m.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, stop doxing what I do on a Tuesday night. Anyway, we have one more article now that we've had our laugh at Monday. I just wanted that in there as just a brief, just a brief break from all the absurdity. I figured, we haven't laughed at Monday Matt enough on this show.
I'm surprised.
Well, I don't really dip my toe into that. But, he stepped into my territory by commenting on a comics and Star Wars YouTuber. At least that's the
justification.
That's the justification I'm going to use. Yeah. So there's one more story, and it is Batman related. So most of the articles have been Batman related. 2 of them haven't, but fuck you, Matt, and Mark Ruffalo's a giant bitch who should be thrown out of the country for being a dirty commie. But that's just my opinion. And I welcome yours down in the comments below or in the chat.
Now, do we have that dislike yet? No. Wow.
Maybe Comic Cut just gave up on us.
It. Well, I'm expecting Matt to be the one doing it now.
Did you link him to the show?
Oh, I should. I'm so doing that right now.
Oh man, I disavow. By the way, I don't approve of this. I don't run Ayrton's life. I don't.
Oh no, my guitar is gonna do it.
Oh okay. We don't know who that is. I didn't know guitars
exactly.
could tweet.
They can't.
Oh man, maybe he'll. maybe
I'm gonna
maybe
follow him too. On there for shits and giggles.
Oh god. It's really not funny to anybody but us, I don't think, and the 2 or 3 people in the chat that remember the downfall of Mundane Matt. Maybe one day we'll do a private stream for everybody and put it out in the Discord, and we'll go through the lore of Matt for people who don't know, because that shit is hilarious. Oh, it's like 5 hours.
You should check these guys out. I think you would enjoy their hot takes.
Oh, Jesus Christ. All right. So,
All right.
man, here we go. We're going to get flagged. We're going to get some strikes. We're going to be streaming on Ayrton's channel. So, DC's R-rated Harley Quinn series takes aim at comic book misogyny and is a total blast, too. That sound like a blast to you, man? Do you want your comic books to to focus on fighting misogyny and taking down the patriarchy?
Oh yeah, I definitely feel blasted. I mean, that might be from the scotch, but
yeah, you're actually the soft one this evening. I am actually sober for once this week.
No, I'm like halfway through my first glass, but
well, I'm just saying. The delightfully profane
Stream.me mirrors on YouTube in the future. You're not wrong.
Probably not. BitChute, I heard, is crowdfunding that streaming service. Maybe we should donate towards their goal. They need about 60 grand. Hey, y'all, we need a place to crash. Jesus Christ. The delightfully profane new animated series uses Quinn's twisted hang-ups as a springboard for the rollicking, adult-oriented saga about sinister sisters doing it for themselves. Alright.
Ooh.
Dear God, that is awful animation. Look at that. That's terrible.
I don't want to look at it.
It's bad. You have to see it.
Alright, hold on. Let me pull it up.
The Harley cartoon was so stupid, poorly written as a compliment. Yeah, this is just awful. What are we looking at here? Plus Penny from The Big Bang Theory. Oh no! I hate her voice. I mean, I'm sure some of you say that about mine, but dear God. Let's see. Did we?
What? Am I just really bad at this? Oh, there it is.
Yeah. Oh, we have a new viewer. Let's see. They pop up in the chat.
Alan Tudyk as the Joker. That could be interesting. I like him as a voice actor.
Well, I think.
But yeah, that art is awful. What the fuck is up with her? Like legs, waist.
I don't know.
Like her.
Is she wearing
hips,
a cape?
like, don't exist. Like I don't know what's going on in this image.
Is she wearing a cape? Is it a cape? Or a tank top?
I have no idea.
I don't like them putting chemicals in the water. They turn the friggin' frogs gay.
Thank you, Alex. Thank you.
Appreciate it. Alex Jones.
That's how I feel too about this.
Gay Centurion says I would have been a better Harley. I don't doubt that. DC Universe has informed critics that they're free to spoil Harley Quinn, but at any discussion of the streaming service's latest plot points aren't nearly as important as the issue of tone. No, fuck the story. It's about my virtue signaling.
Uh-oh.
It's not about the story, y'all. I don't care if you don't like the story. You have.
God damn it! Did Rob Liefeld draw these faces? Jesus Christ!
Well, there are no feet in this image, so maybe. Alan Tudyk was not a good Joker. All right.
Okay. I mean, out of people they could have chosen, I think they could. He played a goddamn chicken in a Disney cartoon, and that was fucking hilarious.
Oh yeah, Alex Jones is my spirit animal. I want to make Alex Jones. I make babies someday. Never change, novel bro. Never change, buddy. I don't know if I could live with myself in a world without a novel bro. I'm gonna need him to report back on if and when he does this. just right at the moment of fruition.
We're breaking the conditioning.
Yes. The aliens aren't gonna get me.
Do you sense that? It's the animating contest of liberty.
Anyway, premiering November 29th, the animated series is awash in gruesome violence and self-referential pop culture shouting out humor. All of it employed in service by a playful critique of toxic masculinity and a bloody celebration of female independence and friendship. Plus, there's a motherfucking avalanche of irreverent R-rated profanity.
Ooh, they say naughty words in a cartoon?
They say,
oh my god.
Do they say the fuck word?
I don't know if they say the fuck word. That might be going too far.
Harley Quinn is not your father's Batman. You're goddamn right it's not my father's Batman, the animated series. That was a good cartoon. Or for that matter, your own Suicide Squad. Well, I fucking hope not. That was garbage.
Yeah. Why does everybody love Harley Quinn in that? She was terrible.
Because Margot Robbie was hot.
Okay.
You ask a question.
She was still terrible in it.
Oh, yeah. We haven't gotten the Streamlabs set back up yet. I had to refund all of the donations because they weren't going to process through. They have to verify my bank account, and apparently that takes for fucking ever. So, unfortunately, the Streamlabs is on hold, probably until January. Unfortunately, but we'll get there. Honestly, they say they use it too often, and this is from a guy who likes saying fuck. Wow, that's awful. Alright, so Robbie will return in a far more girl-powered, energized forms in next year's Birds of Prey. But she'll be hard-pressed to outdo the cartoon version of the character presented in this 13-episode small-screen effort, which uses Quinn's twisted personal and relationship hang-ups as a springboard for rollicking, adult-oriented saga about sinister sisters doing it for themselves and also for the devoted comrades by their side. It's the Joker, Alan Tudyk, who's Harley's right-hand man for the outset of Harley Quinn, although he sees things very differently, viewing Harley as a little more than a sidekick, thus useful only insofar as she suits his nefarious needs. Even the Welty Cretans who Harley besieges during the premiere's opening scene consider her merely the Joker's girlfriend, because that's what she was. Okay. For anyone not familiar in the chat,
are they
or
just
listening
rewriting
to this,
her entire character just
they've done
because
that.
of
They've done that for
diversity?
They've been doing that. First off, they wanted to turn her into Tank Girl, and that didn't work. So then they tried to turn her into a female Deadpool, and that didn't work. So they're trying to use elements of all of those things, and they're trying to use her, someone who was created literally as a fucking psychopath.
Yeah, she was like a brainwashed fangirl.
Yeah. Now they're trying to use someone who, when you research her origin, was literally a fucking just absolute psychotic freak show of a human being, to be completely honest. And they're trying to use her as a pivotal touchstone of girl power. This is who they want our kids looking up to, Eric. This is the kind of thing that the media wants little girls to aspire to be. I'm not reading the rest of this bullshit. I'm looking at the scroll bar on this fucking article. I'm not reading the rest of this horse shit. I can't be fucked. Maybe my kids will like it. Maybe they won't. We may watch it. Actually, no, they won't. It's a profanity thing. We're not going to watch it. Thank God. DC Superhero Girls is the worst that I have to deal with. Oh,
I
yeah.
mean,
Yeah, Centurion.
at least like Poison Ivy, she was kind of like seductive, and kind of like sneaky and interesting if you want to do the whole like girl power villain thing.
The story went, she
Harley
was deluded in thinking the Joker was going to even marry her, but Poison Ivy and Riddler help her to see he wasn't going to. Yeah, the thing was, Harley Quinn's character, she's not ever supposed to see that. Like, she's always supposed to be just so psychotic that she just believes that no matter what, how badly he treats. It's not supposed to be a healthy thing. People aren't supposed to want a relationship like Harley Quinn's and the Joker. It's supposed to be a goddamn
Right.
cautionary tale.
Fucking like Stockholm syndrome to the max.
Here's the thing, like, people want to use these characters as like inspirations and icons or whatever. Listen, I love superheroes just as much as anybody else. I don't want my kid putting on a Spider-Man costume and jumping out his fucking window thinking he could swing from wall to wall. That's dumb.
Right.
These are stories. They're supposed to be fun. They're supposed to be entertaining. I'm not trying leave teaching my kids how to be independent to their parents. Get your fucking grubby hands out of any kind of entertainment and stop telling teenagers that you know more than their parents do, and you know more. It's fucking ridiculous.
Well, and to bring it back kind of to a joke we made at the beginning of the show, characters like this are supposed to be archetypes. It's supposed to be boiled down versions of bigger ideas that you can learn lessons from.
Yeah,
that's all it's supposed to be. It doesn't. The character doesn't have to be a role model.
In fact,
the character can be like, "Don't do that."
Yeah. Yeah. Well, the thing is, like okay. Here's the thing. When I was a kid, I read whatever comic book I could get my hands on. I read stories about Sinestro. I read stories about the Joker. I read stories about all of Spider-Man's villains. I read stories about the Brotherhood of Evil Mutants. And the only time I have ever encountered an actual successful archetype shift was Magneto. Magneto is the only character, because it's like what we were talking about yesterday with the Governor and Chew, right? Remember the Governor and Chew? Like, he had noble ambition. His methods were just unorthodox.
Right. Well, and that was kind of the point of Professor X and Magneto. Were supposed to be like two sides of the same coin.
Right. And, Magneto, it worked for his character. Harley Quinn? Sure, you can probably write a compelling story where she just fucking snaps out of it one day. But she's not going to continue wearing a fucking goofy costume. She's going to try and get rehabilitated so she can go back to being a fucking doctor.
Right.
Oh, Captain Weeb, my heart goes out to you, buddy. We definitely appreciate it. Thank you so very much. But no, I don't agree with the way they're using superhero. Like, I get why they're doing it, right? Superheroes are popular right now. Everything from the nostalgia factor, everything from the general, just what is pop culture icon references and everything. All of that crap. That's all superheroes are anymore.
Yeah.
They're no longer confined to the pages of a comic book or a cartoon show or whatever, and that's fine. Mediums evolve. We all grew up. None of us are 7 years old anymore eating cereal in front of the TV on Saturday morning. However, and if you are, you should really turn this off and go immediately.
Yes, not for children.
Parents.
And probably do a couple Hail Marys and a shot of holy water.
2 shots.
2 shots.
But we mean literal holy water, YouTube. We're not encouraging anyone to break the law and any minors to imbibe any alcohol.
No, not whiskey.
That's bad.
Whiskey would be life water.
But anyway, no, I get that the superhero trappings are in vogue, so to speak, and that's why every medium is attempting to use them. But what people don't realize, and this is from my heart as a fan, what people don't understand is they're taking these properties that people love, that people have held dear for decades. I mean, Batman is almost 80 years old, Ayrton. He is 80 years old, actually. What the fuck am I talking about? You know, Superman's over 80 years old. Superheroes as a genre are almost a century old. And they're taking
which is wild to think about.
They're taking some of these classic icons and they're doing the same thing that was done in classic literature. They're taking, instances that were done with like Shakespeare and any other kind of just, you name it, Lovecraft, anything like that. And they're just doing whatever the fuck they want to with it. And sometimes it works, sure. I mean, when you take a character like The Question and you make a Rorschach, I mean, when you're Alan Moore, that works. When you take a character like...
because he's a wizard.
Well, yeah. But when you take a character like Harley Quinn and you run her through the mud to the point that she's unrecognizable from her original iteration, then you're not even talking about Harley Quinn anymore. Just write your own damn character. You're floating off the name and the brand. Mrs. Church in the chat, I accepted the first couple of Harley Quinn transition, but I don't even like her anymore. And that's what I was getting at earlier. The character is just completely unrecognizable now. And sure, that's good for people that like it. I don't begrudge people that like this new shit. But I don't understand why it's bad that I don't. You know what I mean?
Right.
If you like this new garbage and you enjoy it and you want to watch it and support it with every fiber of your being and every dollar in your bank account, by all means, that is your God-given right as a human being. Don't tell me that I'm a bad person because I don't like it. And don't tell me that because I have an opinion about it that, oh, well, you must be a misogynist. No. I love women. I'm raising 2 women that I hope to grow up to be very strong, very independent, and, very every other virtuous way. I want them to be completely capable of taking care of themselves for when I kick the bucket one day. But that doesn't mean I have to encourage destroying a classic character to push a message that I don't typically agree with. Sorry, got personal there for a second because that's what it all boils down to, right? Like that's what these articles come out. These articles come out so that anybody that has any kind of disagreeing, opinion, they're bad people for it. Oh, they don't agree with change. They're not progressive. Of course, I'm not progressive when it comes to something I care about, and especially when I think you're doing a shit job with it.
Well, it's like if somebody were to take like the classic Sherlock Holmes, The Hounds of Baskerville, and make Sherlock Holmes a gay tranny midget and Watson a paraplegic
in a wheelchair, yeah.
Yeah. And then make the Hound like actually real, like Scooby-Doo up that shit.
Right.
And like do a bunch of like weird shit like that. Like, no, that's not the story or the characters anymore.
No. Just write your own shit. Don't piggyback off the coattails of something that's already established by someone else. And this also loops back to what we were talking about with Tom King earlier, because just because you took the fucking toy out of the box and played with it doesn't make it yours.
I mean, Led Zeppelin couldn't even get away with it.
Right.
Their first album was all rip-offs of old blues songs, and they got in huge trouble for it. Now, if you look at the tracks, like online, it has like the original, maybe not the original art, but like the first person to like actually record that song, like When the Levee Breaks, folk blues song written by a singer called Memphis Minnie. And so like her name is it says written by Memphis Minnie, then like arranged and produced or whatever by Jimmy Page.
Yeah. Bring back old time radio. Is that a request novel, bro, or is that just a random? I mean, obviously we do need to look at that again.
The Hounds of Bastardville.
Yeah. Yeah, but I don't know. It's so exhausting too, because it's everything in this medium that they're doing this kind of stuff with, right?
Yeah.
Like, it's not just Harley Quinn. Like, this is just the most recent version of it. You know, we all remember the girl power scene in Endgame that was just completely and utterly gratuitous. You know,
or the entire sequel trilogy of Star Wars.
Or Captain Marvel as an entire film. Or Charlie's Angels as a failed film. Or Ocean's 8 as a failed film.
Ghostbusters.
Turning Batman into a woman for a year. They couldn't wait to bring Batman the fuck back, even though those stories were good. I like that Batwoman. Kathy Kane is a good Batwoman. 52 is a good story about Batwoman. But you can't do it full time and replace Batman with her. You can't just be like, oh, well, I'm just Batman now. Oh, yeah, where everybody's old. Yeah, we'll start doing that occasionally again. Maybe twice, once a week or twice a month, something like that.
We'll slot it back in.
Yeah, I'll have to get that just means I'll have to get the audio set up so Ayrton can hear things again. I don't like that. That's where all the problems started. A bunch of Marvel moms trying to protect their spider son. But I don't know. I wish people would realize that there are going to be people that like this shit, and there are going to be people that don't. And they need to stop trying to force it, because the more they try and force it, the harder it's going to fail.
Well, I think you can really trace this whole trend back to when like nerd geek culture started becoming quote unquote cool.
Oh yes, I remember. You know how many fucking just ass kickings I took because I enjoyed shit like D&D and Magic the Gathering. And then by the time I graduated and was in my college years, we absolutely do need to do another manga show, Captain Weeb.
Yes, we do.
You pick a title.
Pick it out for us.
Yeah, you pick a title and let us know. I'll see if I can track it down, and we will definitely read over it. The one after this one, though, we need to do something Dragon Ball Z. I know that's some normie shit, but I love that shit.
Hey, Dragon Ball Z is awesome.
Yeah. Or just Dragon Ball or whatever. But yeah, you pick the next one, and we'll look at it. I don't know that we should continue with Goblin Slayer, because I feel like there may be. I mean, I don't know. That'd be your call. We can continue with it. I think it gets less wild as it goes on, from what I understand, with the exception of a couple of scenes.
I did actually go and watch the anime after we did that show. It was actually pretty good.
Okay.
And it gets. It's less rapey.
Speaking of rapey,
Alan Moore writing Batman, motherfuckers. We got half an hour left on this show.
How'd you like that?
God damn it! I forgot that Alan Moore wrote The Killing Joke. Pull it out to read it. I was like, God damn it!
I didn't.
There were no penises, but there were weird, creepy midget baby things.
There are implications of penises because Gordon is naked
There were
for the better part of the book.
Yes, yeah, there was implication, but they weren't just like dangling, flopping in your face.
Or made of fish.
Or made of fish. Because unlike Kanye West, I am not a gay fish.
So, where do you want to start with this? I mean, we don't need to give a breakdown through and through. The entire story can be summed up pretty quickly in that,
Yeah.
you know, the Joker is in Arkham Asylum. He escapes, takes over a playground, shoots Barbara Gordon, cripples her, kidnaps Jim Gordon, torments him. Batman finds him. Batman catches him, and then that's the implication. It's left open at the end.
Yeah, which Alan Moore seems to really like leaving the endings of his stories open.
Well, on Harley cartoon, they make a Gordon a stumbling drunk. Jesus Christ.
God damn it.
I think Ace Centurion is just trying to make me drink this show. I'm not sure. But the joke's on him. I drank all my booze last night.
Oh, so you're not drinking just because you're out?
Basically, yes.
Oh, okay.
I mean, it was a self-control thing to not have booze, you know, to drink. Because I would be after that fucking Harley Quinn bullshit. I would have stopped the show. No, I would have just had you talk about nothing for like 5 minutes while I went and got a rock glass and continued to drink scotch. However, doing it sober. I'm just kidding, by the way. I'm good with being sober. It's just that fucking ridiculous as far as that fucking cartoon show goes. Oh my god. Splashed throughout this story is a flashback of what we are led to believe is the Joker's origin.
See, now, so I know there's a few controversial or debated things that have come out of this book. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. Is this where what I think is really stupid Three Jokers theory comes from? It started with this story, right?
No.
No?
No. The Three Jokers, this is one of them. Batman's original Joker from the 60s is one of them, and the New 52 Joker is one of them. So technically the first Joker in that lineup was the one in the 60s.
Oh.
It was a little more Cesar Romero with murder.
Which is always a fun combination.
But it is also stated in this book that, you know, he doesn't really know how he originated. He really just feels his origin story is a multiple choice question.
Yes, which is how I like it.
Yeah. But the origin they tell in this book, if you're not familiar with it, is the story of a chemical worker who quits his job to become a comedian, and then his wife gets pregnant, and he can't get a job because he's not talented as a comedian. So he takes a job with the mob. He finds out on the day before the morning of the job that his wife has had some kind of freak accident and she died along with his kid. And he tries to back out of the job. They threaten to kill him. During the job, he encounters Batman after they dress him up like the Red Hood, falls into a vat of chemicals, bleaches his skin, dyes his hair green, and thus the Joker is born.
Yeah. I mean, I did like the flashbacks. But I like how he kept it open by saying like, I always remember it differently how I became this or whatever he says.
Right.
Specifically. Because that just makes the Joker more fun to me.
So, I want to do this kind of go through a little bit different. Since we've already surmised the plot, we don't have to worry about, keeping up with page count to show everything that's happened. I usually, especially when it's like 5 issue trades or whatever, this is a 55, 60 page story at most. You need, if you enjoy anything about Batman, if you enjoy anything about comic books, this is definitely something you want. I would spend the $12 to get a nice hardcover edition with a dust jacket that you can put on your shelf. This is a comic book you want to own. It's beautifully written. The artwork is absolutely stunning. But anyway,
the artwork is ridiculously captivating.
Brian,
it actually went by like quicker.
Well, there's not a lot of
than you expect it to.
Yeah, there's not a lot of exposition. There's an introduction by Tim Sale, and then there's like an outro by Alan Moore. The book opens up with Batman checking in with the Joker in Arkham Asylum, and Batman is pretty much there to come to terms with the fact that he and the Joker either need to figure out what they are to one another, or
they're literally having the relationship talk.
Yeah. But
I don't know why I find that entertaining, but I do.
These opening panels, the 9-panel shot.
Oh yeah,
that's just classic comics for me. I love that.
Yeah, you can feel every movement and action, and it's not crowded with word bubbles. You can take in the art and the ambiance and the scenery and really get a sense of the mood of the story just with that page. Or 2 pages.
Yeah. You don't need any exposition. You know exactly what's happening. Batman pulls up on Arkham Asylum and he's going to see the Joker. Well, in encountering the Joker, he discovers that it's just some guy disguised as the Joker, and the Joker is actually out buying this amusement park like we talked about. Just that opening sequence where he goes through I came to talk, I've been thinking about you and me, we're going to kill each other, aren't we? I've come here just this once to try and talk it out and see if we can avert that outcome. We're talking about life and death here. My life, my death, maybe yours, all that shit. And then he discovered, but this opening sequence, and just flipping through this book, the paneling, while dynamic in certain parts, is very classic, and it just works so well. The story literally just flows from step to step.
Same with the color palette of it.
Yeah.
It has a more classic feel than what's typical for kind of like that 2008 era of comics.
Well, this is 100% recolored, and some of it's redesigned. There are little tidbits added in after the art was gone back through. And if you have the original comics, you can look at those, and you can look at these and find the differences. But that's an experiment for another day. What were some of your favorite parts of this book? Like, what did you enjoy about this? What didn't you enjoy about it? Anything like that?
Well, some of the, I guess, Alan Moore-ness of it made me kind of like squirm, like especially some of the carnival freaks and the iconic, like him taking, like after he shoots Barbara, strips her naked and takes pictures of her, which like I kind of understand he's trying to psychologically torment Commissioner Gordon, but at the same time, it's like really weird and like, why out of all things did he do that?
Right.
It was a not necessarily off-putting, just kind of like made me really uncomfortable.
Well, I
But
think it was supposed to.
yeah, exactly. That, and I understand that, but I really, Commissioner, I really liked Batman's like his methodology about how he went about actually dealing with the issue of this, or the conflict of this book. There's a scene where Batman shows up and Gordon's like, do this. Oh, what does he say? Let me find it real quick. And I want him brought in by the book.
Yeah.
And
well, let's not just gloss over. I mean, yes, he shot Barbara Gordon and he paralyzed her, and then he took photos of her while she was naked to torment Gordon. But let's not breeze over the fact that Gordon was also stripped naked, and the implication is that he was also sexually assaulted. I don't know if you picked that up, but that's the overall implication that I get when I read this book, and that's not like a weird fetishist thing. Like, I feel like that's kind of pretty obvious, just from the body language that he displays in some of these panels. Let me see if I can find an example of it.
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't get, and I've seen people, everybody's talked about this book.
Yeah.
So I kind of already had like an idea of it, but I don't know. I didn't get the implication that the Joker like sexually assaulted Barbara, just that he took her clothes
not her, Gordon.
But well, you said also.
No.
I've heard other people say that.
No, I don't think. I don't think he assaulted Barbara. I think that it was implied that he assaulted Gordon. Because look at this sequence here. Let me see if I can find it again.
What pages are you on?
I
have it pulled up.
31 and 32. But in the scene where you just keep seeing the bump, 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 and just how damaged he is when he comes out of that ride, and just the way he's been talked about, like you don't just strip a man naked and just let him ride in a car. That doesn't do that to a man. Like, he would still be fighting at this point. Yeah, they have a cattle prod, sure, but
that
as fucked up as Alan Moore is, Gordon got sexually assaulted. That's not funny, but I mean it's kind of funny, the reasoning there. But yeah,
the Alan Moore reasoning.
Yeah.
Yes.
I wouldn't even think that the Joker even did it, but his minions maybe. They're little freak midget things.
Yeah, midget fetish. I don't know. They freak me out. Good. I don't like looking at them.
Good. That's why I'm going to leave them up on screen for a little longer.
Oh, that's okay, because I have the book up. I'm not watching the screen at the moment.
But, oh no. It went away. There we go. But, no.
But yeah, I like kind of the, like, overall kind of how Batman goes about this whole conflict. Like, it feels more Batman to me than like this modern, like, super dark, gritty, like, how do you know that name? Like, Batman that we've had for the past like 7 years, if that makes sense.
Yeah, just real quick. Have a good night, Weeb. It was great to have you drop by. Thanks again. We'll see you next time, and definitely DM me about what manga you want to look at next.
Oh yeah.
Dan fucking loves midgets, apparently.
Yeah, he has a weird thing about midgets.
So does Drexel, But I don't know. This is one of the more, almost required reading Batman books, and the weird thing is originally it's not supposed to be canon. This is supposed to be almost like an Elseworld book.
Yeah.
Eventually, the trappings of everything that happened in this book got written into lore, and again, that could be an entire another episode going through the different changes to Batman's canon over time. But one of the other great scenes in this book is the shot at Barbara Gordon. Like, some of the best scenes in this book, all are Texas.
Yeah.
Let's see here. I'll get it pulled up and I'll get you some numbers. 16 and 17.
There it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, you've got Gordon and Barbara sitting at home. Gordon's kicking his own ass because the Joker's escaped. You got a little homage to Detective
Escaped
27.
again.
Yeah. So would an affair with a midget be called a half-fling? God damn it, Matt. I think he's trying to steal your co-host spot with all these bad puns. It's fantastic. That's actually a pretty good pun.
That is. I'll give it to you, Matt.
But
now I just want to point out. So, it's no secret that I have a thing for redheads.
Okay.
I blame comic books.
Okay. Do you also have a thing for paraplegics?
No.
Yeah.
But, like Jean Grey, Mary Jane Watson, Barbara Gordon, there's so, growing up seeing all this, there's so, I don't know, I think Stan Lee had a thing for redheads.
Stan Lee never wrote for DC Comics.
Yes, thank you.
Okay.
But there's a disproportionate amount of red-haired female characters in Marvel Comics than there is in DC. Black Widow.
Now I have to look this up, and I don't like you for it. This is true, Matt. We are only upset that you thought of it first.
Yeah.
But if you look at the 6-panel layout, you've got the two of them at home. Barbara's getting ready to go to a yoga class. And then you have Hawaiian shirt Joker opening the door. And this, again, the Joker's one of those characters, like, I mean, when you think about the Joker, it's white skin, red lips, green hair, purple suit.
Yeah. But I kind of like the Hawaiian shirt and like tourist camera thing.
Yeah, I do too. That's the thing.
And like he's still wearing like normal shoes with his socks pulled all the way up.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's
yeah. And again, this is the kind of like this is what good comics can do. I mean, you've never seen this character in this outfit before, but you absolutely know who it is because he's wearing a purple hat, purple gloves, he's got pale skin and red lips. But he doesn't look like the Joker in this. A change of flesh tone here, and that's immediately somebody else, but that's the fucking Joker. In a Hawaiian shirt.
But it also kind of fits because, he has a flair for the theatric.
Right. I don't know. I wish this book would have just stayed in its own Joker S. Thompson anyway. Yeah, he just needs a long cigarette hanging out of his mouth. But, I don't know. For me, this has always kind of been, ever since I was a little older, this has always been one of those absolute must-reads in Batman lore.
Yeah. Well, and I think, like we've talked about, 100 times at this point about legacy characters. This is how you do a story with a legacy character right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
A 1-volume, one-off story that's not supposed to be some obnoxious fucking Tom King 85 issue bullshit. It's a nice self-contained story that's written well, and frankly, the art in this, which I don't think we've talked about enough, is fantastic. Who's the artist on this again?
Brian Boland, I believe. Yeah, Brian Boland.
Well,
on art and colors, and Richard Starkings on letter.
Well, Brian Boland, he did a fantastic job. Like I don't know, like each page, you can just feel like
it's
the atmosphere of the scene just emanating off of the art. Like whether it goes from Gordon going through making his scrapbook thing to Barbara getting shot, and you can just feel the change in the atmosphere between those two pages, just looking at them side by side.
Right. And I mean, going back just to the coloring, like even in the black and white flashbacks, I don't know if I brought one of those up yet. We'll look at one of those before we close up the segment. But even in the flashbacks, like there are little bits of color. Like in this scene, you've got the red in the crawfish, and the red in the mask.
Yeah, he always accentuates the red in the backgrounds.
Like the pink in the dress of the I don't know, landlady. The red in the crawfish or whatever. The red in the mask. I'm trying to see if there's anything else. Yeah, the red hood and cape. And then it all starts to shift once the Joker falls into the chemicals and emerges as the Joker. But again, this isn't supposed to be definitive. This isn't supposed to invoke any particular Joker from any era. It's just a story about Batman and the Joker. Yeah. And what review would be complete without actually going over the ending, which was fucking fabulous.
There's one more thing.
Go ahead.
The Joker having a musical sequence.
Oh.
I'm very conflicted about this part because the concept is stupid as fuck. The Joker doing a song and dance, but he did it so well that I kind of like it, but I kind of hate it at the same time.
Over the TV screens and whatnot?
Yeah. Like, I kind of really hate it, but really love it at the same time, and I don't know how I feel about that.
Yeah. I enjoyed it. I read it in Mark Hamill's voice.
It's just such a...
I did want to say that. Like,
so did I.
Yeah, every one of Joker's lines came out of Mark Hamill's voice. Did you know that Mark Hamill also voiced the Hobgoblin in the original Spider-Man animated series?
Did he?
Yep.
Oh, I didn't know that one.
Yeah. I was rewatching it over Thanksgiving, some of it, and I saw the Hobgoblin episode, and I heard that laugh. That fucking infamous laugh.
Yeah. Huh. He also did.
Wait, what's he talking about? Think about Nicholson's portrayal. What are you talking about?
What? What's going on?
Matt Christie said, "No, it's not Ayrton. Think about Nicholson's portrayal of the Joker." Did you see the original Batman movie?
Oh.
And then tell me what he's talking about.
It's been so long since I've seen it. The only thing I really remember is him pulling out that ridiculous gun out of his pants.
What about the boombox sequence when? What about the boombox sequence when his cronies were spraying up the art museum. Like he comes out.
I can't remember that. I can't remember that part.
Really? Let me see if I can find that. It'd be just a brief aside, but I assume that's what he's talking about. Is you calling it ridiculous? And I'm just like, well, you know.
Yeah.
This is the Joker we're talking about.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess I'm putting it in like modern comics context. Like if somebody else tried to pull that off, it would be retarded.
I got a link here. I'll share it in the show links. We also have a request from Larry. We have time. We might look at we might look at a Star Wars video. But there's the YouTube video I'm about to pull up. I'm just gonna throw it.
Okay. Goddamn fucking ad.
Well,
15 seconds.
I still gotta get it in.
It's not gonna let me skip.
You're fine. I still have to plug it in, so just calm down.
Yes, but I can hear it playing while you're talking, and it's distracting.
Oh, well, you know, that's personal.
Okay. All right, it's over.
Is it? Are you better now?
Yes.
Was that the worst 15 seconds of your life?
It really was. It was a Google Pixel.
Searching for music for your next video?
Oh, yeah.
Then you need to check out Artlist.
All right. Well,
it's like some obnoxious like dancing like music and shit.
Well, this is titled Batman Party Man, the Museum Scene. And
all right.
This is for educational purposes because Ayrton doesn't remember this scene. But
yeah, no idea.
You're 000, right? You ready?
Yes, I am.
3,
ready when you are.
2, 1, go.
Gentlemen, let's broaden our minds. Lawrence?
I'm just pausing at 50 seconds here to add some commentary. You really don't remember this?
No, I remember it now.
Okay.
And it's stupid. I mean, it's entertaining as fuck and hilarious, but it's really stupid. So I still wasn't wrong. That's why I forgot about it.
Oh man. It was like Jesus with the sword. Oh, Mark Hamill. This is a Nightfall season 2. He's practically the old Skywalker we prayed for. He's a Templar. Oh, novel bro. It's not that bad. Jack Nicholson being the Joker. It's fantastic. This is the best. But
I mean, he is insane enough.
We yeah, less than a minute left. Let's finish it up. 3,
right.
2. Oh nope, don't move. There we go. 3, 2, 1, go.
What his name is. Party man, rock a party like nobody can. Rules and regulations, no place in this nation. Party man, party people say now. $1 bill. Somebody holler if you want to party. I kind of like this one, Bob.
you and your advertisements. But yeah, Matt Christie raises a valid point. It's not supposed to be realistic. It's fucking Batman, for fuck's sake.
I never said realistic.
But no, and that scene worked.
No, and
that scene worked in the 80s,
no,
and it is very
yeah.
true to life of how this Joker would react in the real world.
Yeah, and I think the only reason that scene was fun and worked was because of Jack Nicholson.
And
Prince.
Like
if Heath Ledger tried to do it, it would have been like awkward and off-putting.
Well, Heath Ledger's Joker wasn't about the corniness.
Right.
That's kind of what I was getting at before. There's so many different iterations of the Joker. That's why the Three Jokers story actually it's kind of compelling to me. I just want it to come out.
But it's still stupid.
It's not if they do it right. See, here's my idea.
But they're not going to do it right.
Shut up! Stop fucking. You know what? I have 3 children. They kill my hopes and dreams enough as it is. Because they're their hopes and dreams now. You don't get to do that. Now let me tell you my idea, right?
All right.
So you've got 3 Jokers, and Batman is on a quest to figure out all of them. Like, figure out who they are and where they came from and why this is happening. But he can't. None of them have a concrete origin. There's no information on where any of them came from. No explanation, except maybe they fell through a multiversal portal and they're all just the Joker.
Okay.
That's it. That's the gimmick. And how fucked up, like, how that leaves Batman to react to that information. I don't think it's a story about figuring out 3 Jokers. I think it's a story about figuring out how Batman processes the fact that he'd been fighting a war he could never win from the very beginning. In a much more extreme sense of the word.
Yeah.
The war on crime is a never-ending war to begin with, so that's already the overarching theme of Batman. But when you increase the stakes to the idea of there being 3 psychopaths out there who have been killing people for seemingly decades, you up the stakes a lot, and you really drive the point home that once he realizes that none of them have an origin, none of them have a definitive explanation, that's the one mystery that he'll never solve, and that's a way that you make the world's greatest detective like grow as a character, because he doesn't just solve it, he doesn't just figure it out.
You see, DC, our offer, $6.37 stands.
No, they'd have to pay me a lot more for that story. I know that's what I would pay for DC, but
yeah,
but that's that's why every Joker story actually works, because, and with that lore, then yes, they would just tie the entire canon of DC Batman comics together. Every Batman story happened now. Whether it happened on one multiverse or another, it all happened, and because of his, you just tie it back in. Okay, well, because of his interaction with the Mobius chair, Batman is able to understand, that these are multiversal Jokers, and that he just has flashbacks because of whatever. You've already sent him back in time. You've done enough shit to the man. Like, I made the argument back way when we started this show. Batman is essentially our modern day Iliad. Bruce Wayne has been to hell and back. Bruce Wayne has been to the past and back. Bruce Wayne has been dead, alive, cloned, a god, not a god, Superman, not Superman, the man that beat Superman to death, the man that went crazy, the man that became the Joker, the man that stopped the Joker. Bruce Wayne he's all of that. So why take that away from him by basically making his existence null and void? Like, what's the one case he can never solve that keeps him getting up in the morning and fighting again? The Joker. You take that away from him, and he can beat anything. And then he's no fun anymore. He's like Superman. There has to be a foil.
Yeah.
I mean, if you get back into some weird, like, 90s shit where you get Mixospitalic and Batmite, fifth dimensional, basically gods who have to come down and be the foil for these characters, then they're no longer relatable.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I think that the Three Jokers thing could work. I know it's not gonna. Don't be deluded in thinking that I have any real hopes and aspirations that the Three Jokers story is actually ever going to work out and be good. But we do still need to talk about the ending of the story, though. So after Batman confronts the Joker and frees Jim Gordon tells Batman that he wants the Joker brought in by the book. And the Joker's gloating that, it only takes one bad day for everyone to just snap and become the Joker. And Batman's like, no, it's just you. It's literally just you. Gordon's fine. And, he offers the Joker that chance that he offered at the beginning of the book. And he's like, it's gone too far. He's like, this situation reminds me of a joke. You see, there were these two lunatics in an asylum. And one day they decided they didn't want to be in the asylum anymore. So they decided they were going to escape. So they get up to the roof. And they across the narrow gap. They see rooftops of the town stretching away in the moonlight. Freedom. First guy, he jumps right across, no problem. But his buddy, he can't make the leap. He's afraid of falling. First guy has an idea. He says, hey, I have a flashlight with me. I'll shine it across the gap between the buildings. You can walk along the beam of light and join me. The second guy shakes his head and he says, what do you think I am, crazy? You turn it off when I was halfway across.
Which, that's actually funny, too.
Yeah. So, that leads to both of them laughing at the joke. And then you see Batman reach out and grab or touch or touch the Joker's shoulder or something. And then the camera, quote unquote, cuts away. And that's the end. So the Joker was arrested again, or the Joker was killed, or Batman went fucking nuts because this was his one bad day. It's ambiguous. It's whatever ending you want it to be. I mean, until 20 years later when they make it canon and tell you what happens afterwards.
Yeah, exactly, because they can't just leave well enough alone.
So,
and honestly, like I love the ending to it.
Yeah. I mean,
like it's fantastic.
It is. It is the joke, the fact that it ends on the same paneling that it started on. The book comes completely full circle. They have that talk that they were supposed to have in the beginning, or that Batman wanted them to have, and then they share a laugh together, something you would never expect to see on the pages of the comic book between these two polarizing characters. And this is why this will and forever will be when someone over the age of 18 says, I want to read a Batman book. the first thing I would hand him. You don't have to. I mean, you know who Batman, you know who the Joker is. Here you go. It doesn't matter to somebody who's never read Batman that this isn't canon until 20 years later, and that this has been retconned a dozen times. It's a great story, and within the cover of this book is one of the greatest Batman stories that'll ever be told. Simple as that.
Yeah.
I mean, there's
not much more to say about it.
There's no there's no politics in it.
I guess I do have one little thing. Again, you see everybody talking about the ending specifically.
Mm-hmm.
Like just leave it alone.
Yeah, like we don't. This is the end. This is the end of the story. Whatever you want to believe happened is fine, but none of it's going to be true.
Yeah. Like, I've seen people talking about it like, oh, well, if you look carefully and if you follow, like, these clues, like, hidden in the background, like, all this kind of shit. Like, no, you're missing the point. Like, have you read anything else that Alan Moore's written?
Yeah.
Like, look at the ending of Watchmen. I leave it entirely in your hands.
Yeah, until 20 years later when they decide they know better and make a TV series about what happened next. Fucking assholes.
Right.
I'm so glad we're not watching that anymore. Like, it's even starting to grow on me, and I'm just like, eh.
Except last week I did, because I thought that's what we were going to do. Then you're like, no, we're going to do this instead. And I was like, God damn.
I never said we were watching Watchmen.
No, you didn't, but I watched it because, I got home, I hadn't heard from you yet. I was like, fuck it, I'm just going to put it on because it's probably what we're going to do.
Yeah, because communications definitely don't work two ways. Oh, Ear Juice is in the chat requesting Swamp Thing.
Ear Juice.
Put it on the list.
That's an off-putting name.
Good. Ear
Swamp.
Ear Juice wants Swamp Thing. We'll do Swamp Thing.
Any particular Swamp Thing, Ear Juice, or just
probably Alan Moore's Swamp Thing?
Probably.
Just gonna be real with you.
I'm just gonna put Alan Moore Swamp Thing in the notes.
You should just erase Swamp Thing and just put Alan Moore, and we'll just mark off the things we have read, because I think that's what we're on track to do now.
We're gonna change this to the Gospel of Alan Moore.
Yeah, like 2 or 3 reviews to do. Yeah, we do. And anybody who is a patron should DM me their picks. Anybody who's not should also DM me what they want us to review. I mean, but we're definitely going to get to the patron ones, and we will eventually get to everything. I mean, we'll die before we run out of comic books. Oh, Ear Juice gets Matt Christie's vote. So yeah, Alan Moore Swamp Thing.
Oh, Dr. Yoshi Yamamoto. I believe that's somebody from Weeb's Discord.
Oh, cool. Nice to see you guys. Thanks for stopping by. Sorry, we're literally wrapping the show up as you guys get here. But I definitely appreciate everybody stopping by. Be sure to subscribe. We do Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and then Wednesday. 2 or 3 reviews of Watchmen. Oh, buddy. Oh, man, you're asking me to watch 2 or 3 episodes? I don't know. I don't know if that's going to happen. Like, I might review the Watchmen social media presence has dropped by like 95% since it launched. Went from getting like thousands of likes and retweets to thousands of likes and retweets to like maybe a dozen retweets and oh shit. We got a serious Swamp Thing fan. I like Swamp Thing.
Hold on, Ear Juice. You're not Chris, are you? That's a buddy of mine who just loves Swamp Thing. I've told about this show before.
we're not gonna dox Chris. We're not gonna
That's why
dox Chris.
That's why I just said his the first name.
Just because I'm the Church
Generic
of
white
Doxing.
guy. Generic white guy name number 36.
I streamed all of it on Bitwave to create pain. Wait, what? That and the new Swamp Thing TV show. Oh, okay. The Swamp Thing. My hottest take on Swamp Thing, my unpopular opinion, is I actually thought the stories got better with the introduction of the green and the red. A lot of people disagree with that, but I like the idea of there being other forces in the DC universe besides the mythical Speed Force.
I haven't really read much Swamp Thing, so I'll take your word for it at the moment.
Well, yeah. I don't think there's any fish penis in Alan Moore's Swamp Thing, so I think you're good on that.
Ah, thank God.
So, with that, ladies and gentlemen, check us out. Subscribe, like, all that good stuff. We appreciate everybody stopping by. If you're not in the Discord yet, just throw it out there for everybody. I'm sure.
Yeah, why not?
Let's just throw it out there. Do a quick invite real quick. Copy and boom. If you're not in the Discord, go ahead and join. The red and the rod are the power of the earth, and the water and the air is all good. Yeah. I enjoy all of that, and I enjoy how they even tied it back into the Blackest Night saga decades later. But that we'll be here for another 2 hours talking about this. We really gotta go. Everybody jump in the Discord. We're in there periodically throughout the day. You can always reach me on the DMs there. Follow us on Twitter. All that information in the description down below.
Like, do all that YouTube stuff.
Like, share, subscribe, all that YouTube nonsense. And I hope everybody has a great evening. Thanks for coming out and listening.
Good night, everybody.